Hello everybody. It's I don't know. I think it's afternoon. I know it's afternoon. It's like 12:30. I wanted to come on live because I just finished listening to the Supreme Court hearing the cases against OSHA. And as I was listening to hi Susan. As I was listening to them, I'm not a lawyer and the legal jargon. Some of this stuff just goes over my head, but I did understand the questions, and there were some really, good questions by the judges. One I don't like I think it's Sotomayor. I think her name is. I really. I don't know. She doesn't seem like she's following the Constitution, in my opinion. I really think she's all about politics. And I really don't like when, law and politics mix together, because I've seen that happen with the Swampscott police and with Shimmy. Dropping the charges when this person clearly hit an 80-year-old woman, Swampscott resident, and they dropped the charges. I really think the law is becoming political, and it's not good. I know it's still going on, right? But I wanted to talk about, I was trying to figure out before they resumed that one of the judges said there was going to be a stay. I think the ruling was a stay. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody knows what that means. I looked it up. So I'm thinking that the lawsuit that the states brought on against OSHA, I'm thinking they won. I'm thinking that the states won their case. I believe OSHA cannot continue with their mandating the jab at the workplace. I think that's what he said, because if it's a stay, that means that OSHA cannot go forward in mandating these jabs. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's what I got out of it. I know there are other lawsuits going on. I know Biden is suing the states, and I know the Secretary of Health and Human Services are also suing the states. I believe that's what might be coming on right now. No, these are different. I believe that these are different cases that they might be listening to, but they said at the end of the one that I was listening to that it was a stay. So there was some ruling. There was something that happened, and I believe the cases that were heard, what I heard was the states versus OSHA. And I think they said it was a stay. I don't think OSHA can go forward with this. So there was a ruling because it was a stay, but there are a couple of other suits going on, which is Biden. Hi Dot, which was Biden against the states and the Secretary of Health and Human Services against the states. I believe that's what they're listening to right now, but the first one that I heard was, right, so the first one that I heard, John, I'm talking about the stay, The first one that I heard was the states against versus OSHA. That's what I was listening to a little while ago, and there was a ruling to it. So there are, these are not lawsuits that are lumped up together. No, they're separate. So my understanding is that OSHA cannot go forward and mandate the jab at the workplace. That's my take on it. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. If I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. That's what the judge said. It's a stay. Okay? Well, that's how I interpreted it, Jen. I believe that the states won their case at the Supreme Court level, and that OSHA cannot, hi Margaret, cannot mandate jabs. They don't have that kind of authority, even though the OSHA's representative was trying very hard to make the point that they did have that authority because Congress gave it to them. No, they did not, they have disregarded. Yeah, you guys, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe that that's what it means when the judge said it was a stay. I would definitely ask your employer about it. Go ask somebody what happened. I don't, on the federal level, they don't have that kind of power. Now, in the state level, this state is allowing them to do it, but OSHA is a federal agency, and they cannot mandate. Some people had questions as to, well, if they have the power to mandate this experimental jab, then why don't they mandate the flu shot? Right? I mean, why don't they? I mean, the flu is deadlier than this virus that everybody keeps talking about. The flu is worse. So, why don't they mandate the flu shot? See, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So, does everything shut down because it's flu season? Has that ever happened when in wintertime, when people usually get sick? Because I get the flu before wintertime. I get it in the fall or late fall, and now everybody's got this. I've gotten the flu in the summertime too. I think you can get the flu whenever, but most people get sick in winter because the weather, it's very dry outside. Inside, the heat is on, it's all dry. So if a virus gets up your nose, it's much easier to get sick because of the dry conditions in winter, and you're staying inside and the heat, everything is so dry. So a virus goes up your nose. That's why when they do the C19 test, they stick the swab up your nose as a virus goes up the nose. So, and the V19 virus is airborne. It does not get stuck on surfaces like mainstream media has been telling people. It is airborne, just like a flu, just like anything else. It's a flu, it's a virus. So that's why I wanted to come on, and I wanted you guys to know. They did rule. They said it's a stay. They say it is a stay. So OSHA does not have the power. I don't care what Congress gave them the power. Congress can't give power to an agency that doesn't have power. Okay? So I don't know how this is going to have, there's going to have some kind of ripple effect to this. I don't know how this is going to work out. I think in your workplaces, you know, you should probably say something. I mean, I would be asking questions about this ruling that it's a stay. I would definitely go look into it. Go to the Supreme Court website. It's probably recorded. Go listen to it, because in the end, that's what I heard. And you know, I wanted to go outside today, but yike. Like, I was shoveling and I'm like, oh my God. And, you know, I was shoveling and there was a lot of snow. There must have been a half a foot here, you know, in the North Shore. Easy. And it was like powder, very powdery. So it was easy to shovel. And, you know, I swept it off the car. I actually was able to use a broom and get it off the car. And so the shoveling was easy, but as I was finishing up, it started to get a little heavy. So it was starting to rain. So I think now it's not snow as much as now it's starting to get wet. Yeah, we got a half a foot too easily, maybe more, because when I was done shoveling, we got a little bit more. So, yeah, it's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty. Yeah, I would. So I know they're continuing, like Joseph said. Yes, they're continuing. Yeah, because there are other lawsuits today that they are going to hear. But the OSHA one, where the states sued the OSHA for forcing mandates at the workplace, the states that did that sued OSHA for it, I believe they won. Massachusetts was not in it. Massachusetts did not sue OSHA for these mandates. I don't think Massachusetts was part of it. But since OSHA is a federal agency, I would believe it applies to all the states. How can it not apply to all the states if it's a federal agency? So I'm not sure what hasn't started. I haven't even started. Oh, snow? You mean shoveling? No, they won't sue Biden. The attorney general of this state should be suing Biden and the administration for this on these unconstitutional mandates. She should be, but they're not going to, because they're all in the same political arena. They're all progressives and liberals, and they think they got to tell everybody what to do. Yeah, you haven't started yet? Wow. Well, I don't think it's snowing as much as it was before. So, but wow, it was just, holy moly. It was a lot of snow. Oh boy, I hope winter is not going to be, you know, snowy. Because, wow, that was amazing. Well, I think all the states should be suing OSHA for this. They have no right to do this. They don't. So, like I said, the states that did sue OSHA, I believe they won. They won today. So, yeah, it's going to be heavy now. It's starting to rain. So, yeah, it's starting to get a little heavy. So, I went out just in the nick of time when it was just all powder. And it was very light. And I put, you know, the ice melter, what's that called? That stuff, the ice melt. And it's going to start turning into ice, you know, because I think it's raining now. I think it's not really snowing that much, or it's a mix. So I think it's good news. I believe it's good news. I think the OSHA woman had a lot of, she had to do a lot of explaining on her position, on the agency's position of why they have the right to mandate these shots. And when I when I was listening to the judges wanting her to explain why she thought OSHA had this kind of authority, most of her response was because Congress gave it to them. She needed her mouth duct taped. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I was sick of listening to her too. She sounded like a commie. A progressive, hey, they're getting paid, right? Right now, OSHA is getting paid by Biden, the fake president. So they're going to do whatever they need to do to enforce this because that's what they're getting paid to do. So yeah, she had to do a lot of talking, and I realized that when the judges kept asking all these questions to her, I think they lost their case. Yeah, I think they lost. She was saying that the workplace, the American workplace, was in grave danger. That's what she said. Those are her words, that this virus is dangerous and that the workers were in grave danger. Mind you, this is 2 years since we've been dealing with this and we're still in grave danger. 70% of the people have been jabbed and we're still in grave danger. This is about, in my opinion, this is the fake president's way, and the Supreme Court judges said it. He is picking and choosing and trying to find a way to get all Americans jabbed. So about the other 30% that have not been jabbed, those are the people he's going after right now. Those are the ones I think he's talking about when he says everybody needs to be jabbed, and he's trying to force it. He has no right to do that. I think he is in Big Pharma's pocket by doing this. He shouldn't be mandating these things, and mandates are not laws. People get confused about that. Mandates are not laws. So what I want to do at some point, I want to talk about mandates versus the law. And I want to talk about, Poopygate is not president. No, he's not. I don't think he is either. So I want to talk about a little bit about mandates versus the law. And then I also want to talk about democracy versus a republic. Most people that I talk to, even Kamala Harris, the fake VP, and even the fake president, senile fake president he calls our country a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. A constitutional republic is where the people rule, whereas a democracy, it's the other way around. So at least the courts are doing the right thing. It's been Big Farmers, but the courts should be doing the right thing. They shouldn't, they should not be political like I think Sotomayor is. She's definitely, to me, she seems to sway. Her judgment and her opinions are not constitutional. They are political. And I don't like that. I don't like that because I've seen it. I've seen what happens with that. It's happened in this little town in Swampscott where justice doesn't seem to mean anything. What matters is the politics over justice. This is what's going on because Shimmy got his Did you see MTG is in Big Pharma pocket? She is? She doesn't seem like that. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, but like I was saying, even in this little town that I live in, and others, I'm sure, it's politics over the law. And that to me is pretty clear with what's going on with Heidi and company in Swampscott. The Swampscott police do not charge them versus our group where we have been charged quite a bit. So, and the select board, the town administrator, they're all the same. They're all about politics. They're all about this ideology that they have. They're not about the Constitution. Yes, she owns stock in the vaccine companies. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The Board House run by idiots. Yeah. Now she's suing big tech. Well, President Trump is suing big tech too. He's coming up with his own social media site. So yeah, President Trump has had a lawsuit with them for a while. I saw an ad that's still going on, I guess. Not sure. I don't know if that's even been heard yet because, I would like to hear. That's another lawsuit I would like to know about, the social media sites and how they censor information because, again, it doesn't fit their political narrative. It's not right. It's unconstitutional. It goes against the First Amendment and free speech. They should not be censoring. Yeah, I know they took her off of Twitter, and they're going to do more. When they take, I said it before, when social media takes people like that off of Twitter, that means that, to me, it means that she must be speaking out, and she must be speaking the truth if they take down her Twitter or anything else if she's on social media. Though the people that they hound are the ones that are telling the truth. They don't like it. They don't want the truth out there. They want to keep this false narrative going as long as they can. So, I'm sure a lot of people have stocks in Big Pharma because they are making a lot of money right now. So if you're a person that thinks that the jab is, I don't know, not okay to take, but if you're somebody who thinks they're safe, you should take them, that Big Pharma is doing a good job, then yeah, you will probably want to buy stocks in that because, like I said, they're making billions of dollars off of this, billions. So if you're, somebody that likes what they're doing, Big Pharma that is, and you trust them and you want to take the jab and you feel safe with taking it and the booster and everything else so that you don't get C-19, well, yeah, of course, I can see people buying into it. I can see them buying into it. A lot of people have, I'm sure. I'm sure their stockholders and their board of directors are thrilled with this. Thrilled with all the money that they're making. Yeah, I'm finding it hard to believe, like I said, social media, because it's leftist run, you have to be careful what you're reading and not to believe everything you're reading. So I don't know if she has stocks in Big Pharma, because I thought she was against the jab. So I'm not totally convinced that she does. These social media sites, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, they all lean to the left, and they will spread rumors. And they've done it with President Trump. And the media on TV does the same thing. I mean, look what they're doing with January 6th. Yesterday, they made it sound like, Kamala Harris made it sound like that it was one of the worst days in American history because they say it's an insurrection. Okay? You know, these people are spreading lies to the American people about what's really going on because they want to control the narrative. They want to stay in power. They want to get reelected. They are communists. They're communists. That's it. That's all they care about. And it's not just the Democrats. You know, I say Democrats because they're the ones that started this nonsense. The big mainstream media started this with George Floyd. Mainstream media started this fear of the C-19. They started this. The media is starting all this. They're the ones that are creating these lies that people, the American people that watch mainstream media, are believing. Exactly. Nobody. That's right, Margaret. That's exactly true. But yet they're detaining people for that incident. It's got nothing to do. It's an excuse. It's a control mechanism. What they're trying to do. There are in the Republican Party too. What they're trying to do is say, look what you do if you go against us. This is what they're really trying to say. You are going to be held a political prisoner because you're against us. But they say nothing about Ashley Babbitt. They don't ever mention that woman. I just heard that she did not even get military honors at her funeral. The Pentagon refused to give her military honors. Will you believe that? Can you believe that? That's unbelievable. The media created the panic. Yes, they did. The OSHA representative, the woman that was speaking before the Supreme Court, she said the American worker was in grave danger. We are not in grave danger, guys. We're not in grave danger. The flu is worse than C-19. I had the flu back in October, I think it was. It was nasty. It was nasty. I had 102 temperature. I wouldn't go to, there were undercover FBI. Oh yeah, well, if you look at some of the videos, they were told to come in. The Capitol Police were telling it was all staged. It was all staged. It was all staged. I mean, if you look at those videos, this was all done on purpose. It was a setup to make President Trump and his supporters look bad. They can't stand President Trump. The Democrats, the Republicans, they can't stand him because he works for us, and they don't like that. Okay, they want the power. So they're creating a narrative. The media, even the government, they're all making this false story. They're making everything up so that people will not like President Trump. This is what it's going to boil down to. It's going to get worse, too, because in 2 years, we're going to be voting for the president, right? And I'm assuming he's going to run because next Saturday on the 15th, there's a rally. There's a rally in Arizona, so he's going to be there for that. Did anyone else hear the guy who shot really got murdered? No, he didn't. I don't think that that's true. I didn't see that. So, but this guy did, they're saying he killed Ashley Babbitt, who just so happens to be BLACK. That's why you don't hear about it. That's why the media won't talk about it, because if it was the other way around, let me tell you, this would be a different story. If a white Capitol Police officer or a security officer that was working that day shot and killed a you know what, BLACK person, you better believe that this would be all over the place. You better believe we'd never hear the end of it. You know it. Yeah, we would never hear the end of it if it was the other way around. But when it's a white versus, a BLACK, that's something else. That's something else. So that's how the media, that's how they play it. That's how they want people to look at things. They're trying to divide us. They want it, they want to, they want to, how can I say it? They're tyrannical. They're tyrannical, okay? They're Marxists. They know how to play the game, all right? So that's what it's about. You can't trust, and I'm telling you, you guys know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. A lot of people that don't, know what's really going on with mainstream media and the government, I think we're pretty informative and we really know what's going on. But I'm telling you, when you talk to people that don't have the other information, the information that we see, that we look for, that we hear about, they don't have it because they listen to mainstream media. They don't have the other side. So when I talk to people that don't get that information, they are incredulous. They're just like, what? What are you talking about? They believe mainstream media. I don't know what to tell. I don't know. I don't understand where this trust from mainstream media came from. I just don't understand why they believe mainstream media. I just don't. I don't know where it comes from. I actually kind of find it very interesting that they would trust mainstream media that's not even a doctor, that have no medical background, and they would trust them saying that this virus is deadly, that you have to get the jab, that you're gonna die if you don't. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like I said before, talking to people that don't want to hear it is just useless. It's a waste of time. It's the ones that are not sure. Those are the ones that you got to kind of talk to and make them see the other side, because they're already on the fence. Okay, there are a lot of people that are on the fence about what's going on, especially right now. So anyway, I came on to talk about what happened with the states versus OSHA, and I believe that there is a stay for that order. I don't know if that only applies to the states that sued OSHA for the mandates, because I know Massachusetts did not. So I'm not sure this state falls into that category. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But like I said, because it is a federal agency, does it affect all the states, even though not all the states sued OSHA? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know how this works, because this has never happened before. So, and I really don't think OSHA has the power to do that. And they are not doctors. They should not be giving out medical advice. It's against the law. These people should not be doing this. The mask mandate's the same. That's medical. They should not be advising everybody has to wear a mask. Not everybody can wear a mask. And a mask doesn't do anything anyway. Why don't they ask for the data of where does it say that the mask stops the virus? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's worse. If you wear a mask every day like the kids do in the schools, you're going to end up getting sicker, because you're inhaling your own stuff that should be going out as you exhale, right? You inhale and you exhale. That exhaling is supposed to go out into the air, not back into your system. You're going to get sick that way. you're going to get sicker. So I was just, wondering if people thought I interpreted the ruling correctly, if they heard, what I heard, and how this goes forward, I don't know. So yeah, masks don't do anything. They don't. They really don't. It doesn't stop the virus from going through because it's so small. The virus is so small compared to the mask. It will get through. Here in the Northeast, it's flu season. And people are coming down with probably the C19. And people that have been jabbed have gotten the C19. I have been around people that have had C19, okay? And I can say I have not gotten it, and I believe I have not come down with it because I've already had it. I believe I've already had it. I think I contracted it like 2 years ago for sure, while I was in Arizona. And when I was in Arizona, I came down as usual with a cold, late fall. I believe it was November, something like that. So I came down with this. I didn't even know what it was because I never experienced anything like that before. So, because usually, the flu, you're achy, your muscles are achy, and I was doing hair and you have to stand up. And my legs weren't tired, my muscles weren't achy, I didn't have any phlegm, I didn't have a temperature. So I was thinking to myself, what the heck kind of flu is this? Because I was still able to go to work. I was coughing, a lot, but it was a dry cough. I had no phlegm. And I remember thinking to myself, this is really weird. Why don't I have any phlegm? And so I had it for a while, and I didn't think anything of it. To tell you the truth, I was still able to go to work, and I did. The coughing was a problem. And then when that went away, then I got, the more traditional flu, which is the stuffy nose, and then I got a cold, right? Head cold, like a head cold. I didn't have a temperature. So then a few months later is when C19, hit and and President Trump was still around and he had Operation Warp Speed and all this stuff. And I was thinking to myself, I might have already had it because the symptoms were similar to what they were talking about. But of course, I wasn't sure. But now I think I'm pretty sure because, like I said, people now have it. Yes, there are worms in the masks also. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, they're gross. They're disgusting. I won't wear it. So, hi, Sybil. Yeah, I was just talking about the Supreme Court and the states suing OSHA. I believe the ruling was a stay. I think the states won. The states that sued OSHA, I believe they won. So I don't know how that affects the states that did not sue OSHA. So this should be interesting because I know Massachusetts did not sue OSHA. So I don't know how this is going to play out. So anyway, I've been around people that do have COVID, and I don't have anything. So I'm really beginning to think that I have been exposed to it already. I believe I have natural immunity to it. So I believe that's why I haven't gotten it. I really think that that's the case because, like I said, I've been around people that have had it. I didn't get it. So I must have been already exposed to it. I think I was. So the natural immunity is huge. It's huge. Once you, I believe, like any other type of flu, once you have that particular strain or whatever, I don't know what C19 is, but once you have it in your system, you can't get it anymore. So, and I know it mutates. But if they're a milder form of the original, then people that have natural immunity really shouldn't be affected by Omicron or Delta and whatever else is going to come out, because I'm sure they're going to be more coming out. So that's what I was talking about OSHA, and I wanted to, at some point, I want to talk about the difference between a mandate and a law. And then I want to talk about the difference between a democracy and a republic. Oh yeah, they've been planning this now. They have this was definitely planned out. This C19 pandemic was, they knew that this was coming. They knew this was coming. They were all ready for it. You could tell. So anyway, I got a little excited about the Supreme Court ruling against the states against OSHA. So I believe the states won. I mean, I am believing I am correct. I hope I don't get deflated, but I believe that's what it was. And I know it's still going on. Now, I know Biden has sued those states. I think there might be the same states that sued OSHA. And the Secretary of Health and Human Services are also suing those states. Some states, not all of them, some of them. If they won the first one, I don't know how Biden and the Secretary of Health and Human Services is going to win theirs. So I don't think they're going to. Think they do not have the authority to do it. I believe every person should have the choice of whether they want to get it or not. It's up to them. It's up to them. Even Dr. Shiva said it. I believe Dr. Shiva was over in Boston January 5th on a Wednesday. He even said that this is not a one-size-fits-all jab, because all bodies are different. They're all different, and they're all going to react differently from it. Big Pharma knows this, and that's why they have a clause, so to speak. When you take this experimental jab, you have to sign and say that you will not sue them if you have an adverse reaction or reactions to this. They know that. So, well, he gave an interview. That's what I'm talking about. Dr. Shiva said that this is not a one-size-fits-all jab, and it's not. Everybody knows their body pretty much, right? Everybody knows what they can handle, what they can't handle. I know me. Like I told you, I get the flu every year. It never fails. Never failed. Even when I got the flu shot way back, I would still get it, and I stopped it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why do I have to take this shot if I keep getting it anyway? I might as well just build up the natural immunity to it. That's it. I don't know. It's there. There's nothing I can do about it. Do we shut down businesses and schools when it's flu season? No. Do we mandate a flu shot because it's the flu season? Because it's a grave danger, like that OSHA woman said? We don't do that. Yeah, exactly. They pretty much force you to take the vax, but yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. If you really think about it, if people just step back and start thinking about what is really going on here, why Do I have to sign a paper that says if I have an adverse reaction, I cannot sue? Come on. They don't have, I mean, we are the experiment. People that are taking this jab, they're the experiment. They're gathering data from these people that have taken the jab. And you better believe there have been deaths with this, and kids that are having heart issues. Look at the soccer players in Europe. They're like dropping dead, literally on the field. They just drop. I mean, you look at the videos, it's spooky. You see a young man, and he's in he's like an athlete. He's the prime fitness. He's like top 1% percentile. I don't even know, whatever it is. They take this stupid thing and they die. It's unbelievable. And little kids too. And little kids too. Yeah, they are. They're the top athletes. Did you hear about, they have the Australian Open, right? That's going on. Because in Australia, it's turning summer there. Like the weather is getting nice. So they have the Australia Open around this time because their weather is opposite from ours. The number one tennis player, I can't pronounce his name. I don't know where he's from. It kind of sounds like a Russian, Slavic name. I forget. Well, he's the number one player, and he has not taken the jab. You won't believe what Australia did. Because he doesn't have the jab, they have put him away at a camp for the people that have not been jabbed. You believe that? I think that's the guy that got arrested, and they put him in a camp because he's not vaxxed. Australia has gone mad. Their officials have gone insane. They do have camps there for the unvaxxed. They do. As a matter of fact, they were saying that people that don't have the jab in Australia, yes, I was listening to Medicare and medical shots, yeah. In Australia, if you're not jabbed, people that are not jabbed can only leave their house for three reasons: to get food, medical, and something else. It's not even work. Food, medical, and those are the only reasons that the unjabbed in Australia can leave their homes. They don't even have to go to work. Australia does not even consider work as essential. So if you haven't been jabbed in Australia, you cannot go to work. Australia does not consider that an emergency to leave your house. That's it. Okay, that's what's going on in Australia. So this tennis player, the number one tennis player in the world, can't even compete right now because he's not jabbed. I would never, ever have gone to Australia. I don't care what event it is and you want to compete. Australia would be one of the last places I would go to. I would never go there. They're just under tyranny. Yeah, they're under tyranny. And the police are sickening. The police are sickening what they're doing. They should not be doing this. I'm sure Australia has a constitution. And in this country, that video that they showed of that boy, I think he was in Applebee's, having a birthday party, and because he wasn't jabbed, they had to kick him out. The police came and kicked him out. What are they doing, this police? Like, what they're doing to us in Swampscott, making up charges on us, on the Patriots, on the freedom fighters, or they see us as Trump supporters. It does, people can like whoever they want to like. Okay, they can like Mao Zedong, the communist, for crying out loud. What are they going to try to put charges against somebody who likes communism? I doubt it. Because that's what they are. Because Heidi and company, they're Marxists. They don't want me doing a live video. They don't want freedom of speech. They're trying to shut us down. That's what they're trying to do. And we just can't let that happen. And the police are helping them do that. Okay, so some of the police are just as disgusting as the government. The local politicians, the state politicians, the government, the federal politicians, they're just as bad. But they could be even worse because they have power. See, they have that power of making up, charges. They might not stick, but, you have to go prove that you didn't do something or whatever the heck that they're charging you with. Some of the police are jabbed, yeah, and the police that have not been jabbed have quit. They've quit. So I believe in the military, they cannot force the military to get jabbed. That went through the Supreme Court too. They can't do that. The police, though, the police is not the military. So they're under the state, right? The state. So Faker Baker said that the police and public employees have to get the jab. So, and the ones that did not quit. I don't know if you remember Governor DeSantis. Do you remember Governor DeSantis saying that the police that didn't want to get jabbed, they could go to Florida and they were going to get a $5,000 bonus? Remember that? Remember that was happening? Because a lot of police, even the state police in Massachusetts, a lot of them didn't get jabbed either. They left. So good for them. I'm glad, but the thing is that we need the police officers to stand for the Constitution, and the mandate is not constitutional. It is not a law. It's not a law. And New York is a mess. It is a mess. And that's another thing that I wanted to say. New York, they have a new attorney general, and he's a commie. He only got 1% of the vote in New York. There are 8 million people in New York, and he got like 80,000 votes. And this guy got in. That shows you how little people are voting or paying attention to what's going on down there, like AOC, de Blasio, now this guy, the AG. These people that are voting in these left-wingers, these extremists, the socialists, the commies, the Marxists. So in New York, there's a big problem with people not voting and not being interested in what's going on in their local politics. I know a lot of people don't like politics. I get it. But it will affect you. The ones that are involved in politics, they're making the decisions for people that don't want to know what's going on, are not interested, but it affects their lives. It affects them. And you might not agree with it, but people are still going along with it. Like, in New York, they're complying with the mask mandates and the jab and the passports. I mean, what is wrong with those people? Why are they allowing this to happen? What is going on? See, the people, that's what happens when you're complacent. People are complacent. And this is what happens when you are not involved in some way with the politics, you know? So, we're going to have to keep fighting. New York is a mess. That's, like I said, it's a responsibility, this freedom that we have in this country. It's a responsibility that we all need to take on and keep our freedoms. Because if we don't, look at these people, the tyranny that's going on right now. And this is the government that the forefathers fought against, because they left that type of government and they came here and they wanted to make sure that this country did not become tyrannical like what they left. So, we have a responsibility to maintain our freedom. It's not like, oh yeah, we've got the Constitution, we got this, that, we're all taken care of. No, because look what's going on. Look at what OSHA was trying to do. Look what Biden's trying to do, forcing the mandates and the jabs and the masks on us. If we don't stand up and comply, and don't comply and say, no, we're not going to do this. Rayla Campbell did a video last night that got taken down. There was a party for deal. Boston mayor went. Wu went? Oh, great. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But it got taken down? Why did it get taken down? Huh. They don't like Rayla Campbell. I'm thinking they don't like Rayla Campbell if it got taken down. So if Mayor Wu went, then I don't think that's a good sign, because Deal knows these people, okay? Deal is in with Wu and Baker, which is not a really big surprise to me, because I've been saying that now for months, since last summer, about what's going on in Swampscott with the town administrator in on, these Marxists and the far left and this tyranny. Yeah, she was, probably because they were saying the truth, right? But I'm surprised, because if Mayor Wu was there, I'm surprised that they took it down. They took it down for a reason. I think it's Rayla Campbell. Supreme Court news will shake America. Uh-oh. I hope it's a good shake. So, yeah, that's what they do. They'll take down videos that tell the truth. So there must be something in that video that she probably said and they took down, because that's what they do. They took my video down on YouTube because I was talking about the C-19 and whatever, I don't remember. But they took it down because I had misinformation. Okay. So yeah, that's what they'll do. That's what they do. So next Saturday is not only the rally that President Trump is going to be attending in Arizona, but there's also a Massachusetts Says No rally in Boston. I think it's going to be in March. So I think it's 11 o'clock. You have to meet someplace. I forget where, but it's in Boston someplace. So I like the march. I like that idea. I haven't done a march. So anyway, there's a lot going on, and apparently this person is going to be talking about the Supreme Court ruling. So I'm hoping I was right. I probably got it all wrong. That's the other way around. OSHA won, and they can, push the mandates. So the jab mandate, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's not true. So anyway, next on Sunday, I am planning on going on a standout in Marblehead. So I'll probably do a live there. It's 11 to 1. I don't know what time I'll go there. Our Mayor Wu found out she was in and doesn't want people to know. No, I don't think so. No, there's got to be something. There's got to be something with, what Rayla Campbell said, I'm imagining, and they took it down. When is this ruling coming? Well, there was a ruling. There was one ruling already. So, and I think that's the states versus OSHA. And so somebody, George something, I can't pronounce his last name. He said that the Supreme Court ruling will surprise America. That's the headline that I got. So I guess it's if you keep looking at your social media, wherever it is, I'm sure that now it's going to start coming out what happened with the Supreme Court with this ruling in OSHA. And then I know that it's going to affect a lot of people because it's here in Massachusetts. The OSHA is in the workplaces in Massachusetts. The large companies, the ones that have over 100 employees, are going to be affected by it. So I don't think they have a right to do that, and I don't think employers have a right to do that either. I really think this is all unconstitutional. This is just not good. It's not good. And it's going to make people quit. It will. I don't know. I mean, people are asking if you have to take the test every week, who's going to be paying for it? That's a good question. I don't know. And having a test done weekly, that's just insane. They'll probably stick a swab way up your nose. I heard it's very uncomfortable, and it has crap in it too. So I wouldn't want to be sticking that up my nose every week. That's insane. This is all money. Don't forget, this is all money. This is money. A weekly test is money for them, even though you're not technically paying for it, but you are paying for it. Taxes, through your taxes. That's how you're paying for this. So you are paying for it, even though it's not coming out of your pocket, but you are indirectly paying for it. So, getting 30, even if you get 10% of more people, say 80% altogether will get jabbed, that's 10% more people that are going to get jabbed, and that just means more money for Big Pharma. That's all. That means more boosters. That means more shots. That means all that stuff for them, and the stock will keep going up and up and up and up. And yeah, follow the money. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't trust the test. No, I don't either. Yep, that's right. They could have COVID up the nose, and so that, you keep having to get the jab, and they will never leave you alone. They'll never leave you alone. Once you start, they won't leave you alone. Especially in the workplace. That has more control, there's more, they can control you easier at the workplace. So, you guys keep an eye out for what happened with the Supreme Court concerning OSHA, because if the Supreme Court did say they cannot do it, that does change things. That will change things. So, did Facebook take down who's? Oh, that's Dot. So anyway, I wanted to come on here, like I said, because I wanted to talk about the Supreme Court and what happened with OSHA. I think that's going to be very interesting because, as you know, there are a lot of people that work and they need the money. So that is control and coercion, in my opinion, to get people to take the shots or the tests or whatever. And that in turn, it just makes more money for Big Pharma. And that's what it's really all about, in my opinion. The more money Big Pharma makes, I believe the more money the politicians will make. It will be a reward, kind of, so to speak. It's like a salesperson, right? The more sales you make, the more money you make. So I think that's what's going on here. I really, there's another thing that should be outlawed, are lobbyists. Coercion, extortion, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going on. And I wish they would make lobbyists illegal. They should not have that ability to influence politicians' decisions because they'll get paid. That they should not be there. The lobbyists have no business being down in Washington, D.C., paying them off, bribing them to make legislation that makes their business better, more money, clout, all that. It's wrong. That should not even exist. I don't even know how that started. Yeah, that should not be happening. That needs to go. That needs to go. I don't know. I don't know that I don't know how that happened, how lobbyists are. Maybe that's another thing I could look into to see how that all that started. I just can't imagine that it's been here the whole time. It had to have started somewhere down the line. So I do later on we'll talk about mandates against the law. We'll talk about the republic against the democracy, and then we'll talk about the lobbyists too, because they have a huge influence down there in DC. Huge. Too much. Okay, it's too much. These politicians should not be being bribed by them and influencing the laws for companies that give them money. No, that's wrong. It goes all against, the interests of the people. That's what it seems like to me. Look at it's crazy. It's wrong. So the next time I will be doing a live will be Sunday. I think the weather should be okay by then. I'm hoping, because I do want to get out there. Trying to figure out what sign or flag to bring, because I see mostly no mandate signs there, so I think that's what they're protesting, the mandates. And I know next week, on Saturday, President Trump will be speaking from Arizona. There's going to be a rally on Saturday, and there's going to be the protest in Boston to a march. So God says our body, our temple. Yes, it is. They are. Yeah, that's what the Bible says. Yeah, it does belong to him. Our body belongs to him like everything else. So, yeah, FJB, I agree. I don't know how much longer. I can't take this guy. I can't take this administration any longer. I can't. I won't even go to work because of these mandates. I refuse. I absolutely downright refuse. I won't do it. Yeah, I won't do it. So I know there are a lot of people that won't do it either, but there are people that, they do take the jab, which is fine. Maybe they have a strong system. I know my body. So they can't force me to take it, and anybody else for that matter. So yeah, and Fauci too. He's another one. He's another one that should be in prison. These politicians, I don't know what they're doing over there in Washington, D.C., allowing this to happen. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, I don't know about Ted Cruz. There are other, even Joe Manchin now, the Democrat, that, you have to have people, Kat Kamak is another one from Florida. You have to have representatives that represent their constituents and their people, and we don't want it. And we need to have people in DC that are for the Constitution and work for us. That's what we need down there. And I know midterms are coming up, so hopefully we'll get more people that stand with the Constitution, do what they're supposed to do in DC. The court got done. Okay. So I'm sure that we're going to be hearing a lot about what happened in the Supreme Court today. So go check it out, see what they say. I'm sure there are probably more legal analysts that can break it down better than like I can, but I think that was the gist of it. So you guys go look at that info, see what they said about OSHA, see what the Supreme Court said. Somebody made a good point in the comments when I was watching that. There should be term limits for Supreme Court justices as well, not a life seat that they get. I agree with that. I think there should be term limits for Supreme Court justices also, because there's a lot of them that, you know, like Sotomayor, for instance, who to me is playing politics. So, and that's not her position. Her position is to interpret and enforce the Constitution. It is not to make laws. That's not what they're there for. They're there to uphold the Constitution, not to play politics. Okay? So, let me know what you think. Do you guys want to know about mandates and the law and the republic and versus democracy, what the differences, lobbyists, where they come from? There's a lot. A lot of things that, you know, we got this. Unfortunately, DC is corrupt, as you know, and our local politicians are, and our state politicians are. So Nancy is, okay, we'll do it. Nancy is stepping down. I heard that. I don't know if I believe that, though. I really, they've been saying that now for years that she's stepping down, and it hasn't happened. The only difference with this is that she supposedly bought a home in Florida. So people are thinking she's going to retire there. I don't know. She comes from San Francisco, and that's, you know, their weather is not that bad. You know, so I don't know. I would really second guess all this stuff. I don't believe it. I don't think she's going to step down. I don't. Okay, so I'm going to go do some homework with some of the stuff I want to discuss, maybe on Sunday if I get a chance. I don't know who the people are that are going to be there on Sunday in Marblehead. She is practically the crypt. Yeah. I couldn't really see because I was driving by, but the person I talked to, I did not know. I think most of them I don't know. There were a couple of opposers there that had a sign that said they're morons, but there were only two. So, but they were, you know, very, very much outnumbered last Sunday compared to the opposition. So, yeah, I definitely want to go. I miss doing those. So, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll start something here. I'll get to meet, you know, other people. To see what they got to say, you know, their perspective on what's going on too. So it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt. So, all right, you guys, you have a good day in Massachusetts. It's still very wet, still cloudy. I think tomorrow the sun's going to come out, but probably be on the cool side. And, you know, that's how our storms go. Mary Beth will probably show up. She does have a Telegram. If I see something, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah, she is on Telegram. She likes, Mary Beth likes Telegram a lot. I do not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mary Beth. I've had to cut off communications with her because she is friends with Heidi and company, and I believe, you know, she talks about me to them, and I don't want them to know anything about me at all. So I can't trust her. That's why I don't talk to her, because, you know, she's got a big mouth. Sorry, Mary Beth, but you do. I don't know if she's going to hear this or not, but so yeah, everybody have a great day, and let's hope that OSHA did not win, and you know, they don't have that kind of authority to push mandates. Actually, nobody should be telling you what to do anyway with your body, especially the government. So everybody stand up to your ground. Stay your ground, stick up for it. Don't give in to these people. That's what they want you to do. Don't comply, say no. You know, I've gone into places with no masks and with a no mask on, and nothing's happened so far. I get dirty looks. Yeah, I might get treated not so well, but I don't care. They do not have authority to tell you to give medical advice concerning a mask or a jab. They just don't. They don't. It's just like them, like, you know, the government, Biden or whatever, giving you legal advice. And they can't do that because they're not attorneys, they're not lawyers. So they can't give you legal advice because They're not lawyers, and this is the same thing. They're not doctors. They're not in the medical community. They didn't study this stuff. They have no right telling us or anybody what you should be taking or not taking. It's none of their business. Yeah, no, they can't. They're just, it's just, these companies are going to be asking for lawsuits. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, people are not going to just lie down and take this. You're going to see the fighters come out, and they're going to be more and more of them, as they should be. As they should be. And I feel bad for the kids. I mean, these are the ones that I think they're the ones that are suffering here, because they have to do what the parents tell them, getting the jab, wearing a mask in school every day. I think that's horrible. That's coercion. That is not freedom. That is coercion. It's not right. And then now when they go out, they have to wear a mask inside as well. No. Why are the parents doing this? Why are the caregivers doing this to these kids? Stop wearing a mask. They don't need it. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs it. Okay? Oh, it's Greek calendars. Merry Christmas. Oh, Christmas is another thing. Oh, it's snowing again. Oh, great. This doesn't end. I still think it's raining here. It sounds very wet outside. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about. So I'll see you guys on Sunday at some point. I'll go. And if I'm there, I'm sure there are going to be people there. All right. So you guys, you have a great day. Have a great weekend. I don't know what else is going on. I can't think of anything other than what's locally is going on. I don't think anything's going on in Boston tomorrow, but there is something going on next week. If there is anything else going on, I will let you know. Okay? All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for listening again, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great one. Bye.